Good morning, guys. Good morning. What's up? Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning, guys. What's up? What's up? All right. I dropped the link in the chat. Good morning. What's up, guys? What's up? Okay. So, what's up, guys? Good morning. All right. So, let me show you guys. Let me see here. So, all right. So, check this out. At 8:30, we have all this news, right? At 8:30 today. So, that's probably when a lot of the volume is going to come in the market today. So today is definitely going to be a moving day. All right. For sure. All right. For sure. So we have all these red folders. So 3 red folders on the USD at 8:30. Then you have GBP at 9. Then you have Canadian at 10. So things are going to move today. And then we have FOMC at 2 o'clock today. Going to move again. Wow. Then we have 9:30 AUD news. Wow. Okay. So I will be streaming a Asian session as well. Okay, so I will drop the link for you guys. That will be like 9:30. So in the chat. Okay, so I will make a pin post and just check the chat, or not 9:30, but around 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Since we have AED news around 9:30, so we'll look at the charts around 30 minutes prior to that, and we'll see what happens. Okay, so that's how we're gonna look at Asian as well too. So it's gonna be a double session today from New York and Asian. All right. So let's go back to the charts. Okay. And for me, guys, personally, I'm thinking that the dollar is going to go up today. All right. That's just how I'm thinking. I'm thinking that once it breaks this area here, we're going to have upward momentum to keep going up here. Right. So this is kind of what I'm thinking is going to happen today, especially if the dollar starts to break this upper level up here. I'm thinking that the news is going to spike the dollar up. Now, again, I could be wrong, but if it does start to break this area, I think we're going to have it going up. That's what I'm thinking the dollar is going to do. Now, there's a lot of things we can do here if that is what I'm anticipating. Okay. And I'll show you guys what that looks like in a second. But that's what I'm thinking is going to happen today. Dollar's going to pop up, at least for the news. Maybe not even for the entire day, but at least for that 8:30 move, I'm thinking the dollar's going to shoot up. That's what I'm thinking. And okay, that's what I'm thinking. And if that's the case, then I'm also thinking about an AU sell. Okay. I'm thinking about a AU sell as well. All right. And it's kind of setting up on the 5-minute, right? Something like this here. Let's see, what would this set up like? 20 to 25 pips on that. So it could be possibly the EU, even Euro USD. Okay, Euro USD also is looking pretty bearish here. Okay, a lot of wicks here, a lot of fake outs. Hit the high here. This is also looking pretty bearish in my opinion. Looks like Euro USD could drop down. Okay, so this is kind of how I'd set up these trades here. Or at least the way I'm looking at them. Let's see. AU and EU for possible sell. I'm liking those. Now, let me see here. All right, so this is the way I would kind of set this up for news, guys. Oh. Okay, this is kind of what I would do. Let me see here. Is that you could, all right, what I think you could do, all right, and I'll kind of show you guys what I'm thinking here. What I'm thinking, all right, is if you put a sell stop, okay, if you put a sell stop order at this level, right? So instead of selling now, which you could do, if you want to be aggressive, then I think you could do that. But if you want to kind of be a more conservative and a more confirmed setup type of trade, what you would do in this case, right, is because you know how the news moves sometimes extremely quickly, sometimes it might spike up, boom, and then drop, right? So this is a way to kind of prepare for that. And instead, what you do, right, is you put a sell stop at this level here. Okay, I can't really give you the exact line or level because each broker is kind of different, but on this one is like 101.09155, right, for Euro USD. So like go to the 15-minute chart, right? Draw the level that you see, and then make the sell stop significantly a few pips beneath that zone. So you know that once basically market hits that level, okay, that euro is going to be dropping. So when you put a sell stop at that level, it will activate. So it's a pending order. And once this level gets hit, you will be in the trade. Does that make sense? So you won't be stuck kind of like in consolidation if it goes like, if it does something like this, but you sold it already and then drops, you can get screwed. Does that make sense, guys? And sometimes that happens. Hopefully that makes sense, what I'm saying. Okay. So if you want to be safe, which I encourage you guys to be, this is a way that you can look at the market to kind of trade news and stuff like that, to be safer, you put the sell stop, and then, and then you just chill. Okay. So basically, if the market goes up, let's just say it shoots up, you don't lose any money because, okay, all right, you know, nothing happens. If the market goes down, then you would have activated, got in the trade, made 20, 25 pips, whatever, and boom, you're done. Does that make sense though, everyone? Is anyone confused on what I'm saying in the chat? Does it make sense? Same thing with AU. Okay. I would put the alert down here and a sell stop around that area, right? Beneath my zone here. And if the dollar starts to skyrocket, shoot up, it's going to pump AUD down, right? It's going to hit my sell stop limit or my sell stop order here, and then it's going to continue to drop with the market. Does everyone understand that? Okay. So the reason why I would do that type of strategy is because instead of trying to guess, so you could sell now. Let's just say you sell now, right? But let's just say the AU just does something super, consolidates, pops up, then goes down, right? It might pop up, shoot up, take people out, then drop. It's just a way to say safe, to say, blah, blah, can't get the word out. It's just the way to stay safe in the market. Okay, because essentially what you're doing, right, is you are waiting for the market to show you momentum before getting in. But it might happen too quick for you to even get in because it's news, right? So for me, I'm looking at sell stops on AU and EU. Okay, that's why I'm legit breaking it down for you. Okay, so you understand why as well too. It's not just for no reason. Okay, I do like AU better. I do like AU better. If I had to pick one trade, I think AU would be better. EU also isn't too horrible. You can just pick what it is that you want to do. Me personally, I think the dollar's going to go up. So I want to see EU and AU go down. Okay. And that's what we're going to look for right now. All right. So that is what we're looking for right now, guys. All right. So we're going to wait here. It's 8:21. We got like 9 more minutes. Okay. So we're just going to wait here patiently. And hopefully everyone understands what I'm saying, how I'm saying it. All right. Because it's effectively just trying to be very safe in the market. Right. Because we know there's news. We know that news is going to spike the market in at least one direction, if not both. Okay. And the first TP, like on AU, would be like a good 20 pips or so. on EU. On AU, let me see. The first TP would be like here as well too. This would, I mean, 13, 14 pips. Second TP would be 20, 25. I'm liking AU for this L though. So it did just break my area, guys. So I like AU for this L. So I am liking AU for this L right now. I'm going to post this on the signal. Okay. For everybody in the chat. Let me see here. Let me post it in the. Let's see. So I am liking the AU for this L, guys. So let's 3, 4, 8. All right, so let's kind of just wait for the news. Let's look at EU. Again, for EU, I definitely wanted to like break this structure down here. All right, before getting in. And I would have my stop loss above these highs, like maybe 20 pips or so. Okay, so these are the only two setups that I'm looking at potentially right now. Based on the dollar shooting up and breaking this level for me. Okay, so that's the only thing that I'm looking for right now. I mean, it could. I mean, it could possibly go down as well too. It's just the way you're looking at it, which is why I'll kind of just wait for the news to happen and kind of put, instead of trying to execute and figure out instead of trying to execute and do everything yourself, I would just use pending orders. I would just use pending orders. You see what I mean, Kingdom? So this, despite however you're looking at the market, even if you think the DXY is going to go down, bro, okay, you can use your pending orders to kind of confirm that to get in setups for you. no matter how you're looking at it. The way I would do it is look at pending orders. I would look at your pending orders. And we can easily adjust here. We can easily adjust once we kind of see what's happening. So this is how I would look at this. If the dollar breaks this level, it's bullish. If the dollar breaks this level, we're bearish. Okay. So these are kind of going to be my confirmations as far as the dollar doing what we want it to do. So this is what we're looking at. Either it's going to go up, it's going to break this level and go up here, or it's going to break this bottom level here, okay, and go down. So it's got to do one of these for the day. So let's see. We're just going to be kind of patient and wait here. Okay, dollar's dropping. So it's hitting this level here. So let's see. So my euro never got hit. This never got hit. This level broke. Let's see. Let me see what everything's doing. So it's dropping. So what we could do is wait for the pullback here and the continuation. So I did think that it was going to go up and it shot down. And so this is why I wanted to wait for my pending orders, if that makes sense, with everything. So you see how nothing truly broke structure on either end. And so it kind of saves you from taking an unnecessary loss if you kind of get the news direction wrong. 20. So what we'll do is just wait for the pullback. Let me look at the NAS. So let's see what the dollar's at now. So the dollar broke this level. So you see how the news, it spiked it down, right? It spiked it down, broke this level, but it did it very, very quickly, right? Because of all the news, spike broke this level very quickly. So it didn't break the upward this zone here. Instead, it broke this bottom zone here. So that's why when it comes to news, I like to use penny orders. Because with news, it can be a lot of times unpredictable. You're like, yeah, you'll have a bias on it, but at the same time, it doesn't really mean that you're going to be safe because a lot of times the market will go up and then down. It'll go down, then up. Sometimes it'll go up. Sometimes it'll go down. Sometimes it'll go up, then down, and consolidate both ways. So there's always different variables when you're trading. So really, I guess what we should have did is put sell limits on both sides. We could have did that, or sell stops or sell and buy stops on both sides, and we could have did that. So let's see. So we have NAS here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put an alert here. And this is kind of what I'm foreseeing. The rest of the day. Let's see here. 20. Okay. So when the dollar, so what I'm doing is I'm putting alerts at all the levels I have the dollar to retrace, and that will alert me onto good levels to get into different trades here. All right, so that's essentially what I'm going to be looking at the rest of the day, is searching for these retracement levels and continuing the move. That's what I'm going to look for. So let's see here on. So the way I would look at this Ew, there's so much news. Let's see. CUJ, GU, NZD spiked up, NAS spiked up. I think gold just spiked up as well. So this is how I would just look at it from now for the rest of the day, guys, is wait for the 50% retracement, right? So this was kind of the news move. And now I'm going to really not really sit there and watch the charts, but more so draw my levels and put my retracement zones. So I'll put like my alert here, and I'll put 61.8 retrace. So I have them at 3 critical levels, right? And this is kind of what I'm looking for. The dollar to pull back at somewhere around these levels and then continue the trend, right? So news spike down, okay? We know the overall trend is now going to move down for the rest of the day, but it is going to retrace at some point to kind of catch all of the buyers off guard to continue to sell. So, all right, cool. Now we know the intended trend. Now we can just kind of run with it. So, for like EU, it would be something like it would be some type of pullback to maybe like this level here. If you guys can see that. For AU, it would be some type of pullback as well too. Like then there's another zone right up here. So you kind of just have to draw your levels and really wait for the DXY to retrace. That's really all you got to do. Um, so I wouldn't rush and get in right now. I wouldn't do that because it is going to retrace. And when it does, that's when you want to get in. What we could have done is do sell stops on both zones, if that makes sense. On both zones. That's really or a buy stop and sell stop. We could have did it on both levels, but kind of got the direction wrong because I thought that what it would do, honestly, is it would shoot up and then drop. So that's kind of what I was thinking because we do have news at 2 p.m. as well too. You got to remember with FOMC, so there's like double news today. So there is a lot of possibilities on what the market can do today. Okay. So So, that's really what I'm looking at as far as just the rest of the day. I would just put your alerts on the DXY, and that will kind of give you your best trades to kind of like get in, like for the retracements. Okay, it's just kind of being patient. And so we don't know when that's going to happen. So that's why I would use the alerts. So, okay. So that's really it, guys. That's how I'm gonna look at it for the rest of the day. I would not sit here and stare at the charts all day because you're gonna drain yourself because the market is really just gonna consolidate now because of the news. So it made its drop. Now it's just gonna be slow. It's not really gonna move too crazy. It's gonna take its time, right? So I'm anticipating it's just gonna trickle down slow, eventually pull up, and then drop down, consolidate, pull up, and then drop down. Okay, that's what I'm anticipating the dollar's going to do for the remainder of the day. So, since I missed the initial move, what I'm doing now is I'm trying to just catch the second and third wave of the move, essentially, right? It's going to continue down, but now you gotta wait for the pullback, which is slowly but surely happening, right? Slowly but surely happening. So, you know, that's the only thing when it comes to New York session with like high news alerts, which is, like the three killer red folder news all at one time. It can be a doozy to sometimes trade it because there's so many things that can happen because it's super duper volatile. So, a lot of times it will spike up, take people out, and then drop. Sometimes it'll straight drop. Sometimes it might shoot up 10, 20, 30 pips, stay there, right? And then at 2 o'clock FOMC, then drop. So there's a lot of different things, variables that can happen when you have like 2 to 3 red folder news all at the same time. With one red folder news, it's not that bad. It's pretty predictable. When you have 2 to 3, it gets pretty volatile pretty quickly. So that's why I use the pending orders to save me. So that's just my thing. Because even for me, I don't get the direction 100% right all the time. Like as you guys can see, I'm not even perfect of, I would say, anticipating the news 100% of the time. I get it for the most part, but not all the time. So it's not about getting it right all the time. It's just, okay, how can I safely get in the trade every single day or for every single move that I see? That's going to be the most important thing, for you as a trader. You have to think about, okay, well, what's going to give me the best possible outcome with as minimum drawdown as possible. And usually that's going to be by if it's news, it's going to be you using kind of market structure and using your pending orders. So if there is high news and it's going to be super volatile, that's why I tend to use pending orders, and I don't sit there and market execute before news. I'll market execute on a non-news day, but on a news day, I tend not to. So, that's what I'm looking for, guys. So, oops, let's see here. Okay, so you see how the DXY is slowly pushing up, slowly pushing up here, right? So this is kind of what we want here. I want the DXY to push up even higher, right? And once it kind of gives me that 50 to 61% retracement level, I'm going to look for rejection around that level there. And if I get it the way that I need to, okay, around this area up here, then I will for sure look to sell it off and look for the buy for, like, could be AU, like AU's like hitting this level, so this could potentially be setting up, kind of just waiting for what the dollar is going to do. Look for EU as well too, see how that's setting up. I'm thinking that with NAS here, it's going to shoot up. This is like the first wave. It's going to pull back down and kind of continue the rest of the day. So this is kind of what I'm thinking here with NAS. I have it being bullish. Okay. I have it being bullish the rest of the day. And I would wait for the retracements probably around 9:30. So this, the market still is liquid enough that you can get in trades and still get in good positions. You just have to actually be patient and wait. That's all. So NAS has potential, AU has potential, EU has potential. Let's see here. Let me see. So that's what I'll be waiting for, guys. I'm going to put an alert. Also, down here, just so I can always have a pulse on what the dollar is doing. Whether it's breaking a zone, retesting a zone, whatever it's doing, I can always be kind of alerted on what it's doing. So as you can kind of see, structure was not broken on either of my previous trades that I wanted it to be, as you see. And I guess what we could have done is just done buy stops above the level, sell stops beneath the level. Some people trade like that, where it's like if they're going to trade news, they'll do limit orders or stops above and below. Could do that. That's not really my style per se, but I'm just saying it was definitely possible to do. In this case, so just something to kind of look at. So let's look at here. Let's look at let me see the news. So we have 8:30, then we have 9 o'clock GBP, then we have 10 CAD, then we have 11 CAD, then we have 2 o'clock USD as well too. So there's a lot of news today. There's a lot of news today. A little too much news, if you ask me. Let me see here on Thursday. Um, on Thursday, which is tomorrow, it's going to kind of be in the same situation. It's going to be like a lot of news at 8:30. So it's going to kind of be the same situation as today, tomorrow, where there's going to be a lot of news at 8:30, three red folders, right? So it's going to kind of put us in the same situation where you're going to probably want to use pending orders at certain levels on the pairs that you see that are working well. So it's probably going to be the same situation tomorrow where if you're gonna look at New York actively, you're gonna have to put pending orders. And then on Friday, there's two red folders, so might not have to do that, but there will be volatility kicking in very high on Friday. So something to look at. Okay. So just looking at the rest of the week, Friday has news. Thursday has just as much news, which is of today. So it's going to be another huge move today or tomorrow. Another huge move tomorrow. And then later today, we also have 2 p.m. FOMC news as well too. So the dollar definitely is not done moving in general. Okay. So this is something to just look out for. All right. So I would wait for the retracement on the DXY. Okay. And I'll kind of post this in the segments. And let me see. Okay. So let me see here. I'm gonna kind of post this in the Okay. Okay, so this is what we're looking at, guys. So you see here, the dollar is pulling up, which is what we want. Okay, this is exactly what we want. We want the dollar to pull up. All right, and this is how we want to do this. Okay, so let's look at like EU. You see like EU dropping, right? You see like AU dropping. Let me see what GU is doing. GU is slowly pulling back as well too. UJ is slowly pulling up. So any pair that you're really looking at, you're going to see now start to retrace, and this is what we want. We want, for me personally, I want it to at least pull back 50% of the move. All right. So if we can get at least a 50% retracement, if not more, then that would be fine with me. Let me see here. Okay. So this is exactly what I want. All right. And I will post in the signals when, if I see the dollar actually hitting the level that I want to retrace. So it kind of hit the first level here, but this is still very light. I do want to push up a little higher. I do want to push up a little higher before continuing to drop. Okay. So that is what I'm looking for. Looking for it to shoot up a little bit more and then continue to drop. Okay. And if that's the case, EU could be a buy, AU could be a buy, GU could be a buy. These are all things that would be potential setups here. Let's see on what is it? Forex. Oops, my bad. Okay, hold on, my bad. Preset. Okay, my bad, y'all. All right, so now you can see the screen. All right, so 50%, 61% level, I really want to be held or to hit that level, and then you continue to drop. And the DXY should drop the rest of the day. That's really what I want. So I'm kind of waiting for the DXY to pull up a little bit more, or it will consolidate. So there's a couple things it's going to do. It's going to either consolidate, right, and then drop like this, and that's fine. Or it's going to just slowly start to drip, break levels, and then keep going down. And, that's fine too. So that's why I have my levels drawn kind of like at all these different levels here to always be notified, I guess, where the dollar is going. So I don't have to sit here and kind of wait. I'm not going to sit here and just wait. I'm just going to wait for my alerts to get hit, if that makes sense. That's it. So I wanted to kind of come up to this area or this area up here. Those are going to be prime levels to sell. Super, super prime levels. Okay, and that's ideally where I want the dollar to go. I want it to shoot up just a little bit more, just a wee bit more. Okay. And after it does that and shows us rejection up here somewhere, we can start to sell it off. All right, and we're going to catch that second wave down because the market is still very fresh. There's still another 2 hours, another 2-3 hours that the market can move really nice. And then you have to also factor in that there's FOMC news at 2 o'clock too. So there's going to be a second wind of momentum of big moves probably around 2 o'clock as well. So that's going to be something to factor in, guys. So this is, we're just going to wait for the retracement here. And let's see. Like I have AU dropping right now. I think AU is going to drop. There's another level there that I could drop to. So there's multiple levels that AU could possibly drop to. Let's see here. If we measure this move here, then this would really be the ideal level for me for AU. Would be in between these two levels here, which that kind of level right there. That would be like prime real estate for me to buy AU if it pulls kind of to that 38 to 50%. If it does that, that would be great. If it holds where it's at right now, then that is fine as well too. Let me see on the 15. Wow. Yeah, let's see here. Yeah. Somewhere in this level, I think would be a really good buy potential level here for AU. So it will essentially be something like this. This is what I'm looking for. Right, this is the first impulse wave. This would be the retracement back down to this level here. And then the continuation. All right, so this is kind of what I'm looking at. Okay, and I will post this so you guys can kind of see that as well too. Okay, so this is kind of what I'm looking at moving forward for the rest of the day. Okay, the dollar may hold this level and then just start to drop from here. So what I would do is just wait for the rejection of the dollar, right? It did pull up a little bit to the 38%, but I have a feeling I think it might pop up just a smidge more and then drop. But it could very well drop from here as well too. So what I would do is kind of put an alert at the bottom of this level here of the 15-minute, because once it engulfs this previous bullish 15-minute candle, I think we will essentially have a lot more bearish momentum. It's going to drop. So, so if once it basically breaks this level, and that's why I have this alert down here, okay, because once it engulfs that 15-minute candle and gets bearish, it will continue to drop. So that's why I kind of have levels, as you can see, kind of at every critical point, because I really want to follow the dollar, what it's doing the rest of the day. Because based on what that does will be based on if I get in my trades, when I get in my trades. Everything is going to really depend on what the dollar does. Okay. It's going to heavily depend on what the dollar does. Okay, so let me see. That's really it. Let's see here. Okay, EU is looking better. Let's see if this closes out. On the 15-minute. Excuse me. Okay. So I'm thinking the dollar is ready to continue down. I think that was their retracement. So I'm thinking AU for the buy. Let's see on the 5 minute. Let's see what the 5 minutes looking like. In the 10 minute. See what EU is looking like. So these are all potential buy continuations. Especially if the dollar starts to break this level down here. Okay, then that will mean it gave us a 38 retracement, which is okay. I really wanted the 50, so it really didn't retrace the way that I wanted it to retrace, to be honest. Didn't really give me the way I wanted it, but on the 15-minute here, it is showing a lot of bearish momentum now, continuation, right? So it hit this level, slightly rejected it, ended up closing bearish, which is a good sign. Which is a good sign overall. Let me see. What else is there today? We have the 9 GDP. Okay. We looked at that. That really wasn't anything. Then we have 10 o'clock CAD. That's weird. That's going to be huge. 3 folders for CAD. I don't really trade CAD like that, so that's not my thing. Okay, so DXY is dropping. So I do like EU for the buy, AU for the buy. Let me see. I do like both of those. More, I like EU for the buy, the best. I do like EU for the buy. So it is going to be a continuation move. EU for the buy. And let's see here. On the dollar, yeah, the dollar should continue down. EU should continue up. So EU for the buy. I am liking that. So this to me looks like one of the best setups now. Let's see, like UJ is also continuing for the sell. Let me see. Yeah, UJ can also be a potential sell-off as well. If you want to short UJ, I think both of these trades are pretty good. UJ for the sell, EU for the buy. I do like both of these better than AU, but so let me see here. I would have stop loss. Yeah, let's see here. How would this look? This is a huge move. What the heck? TP1 would have to be, I don't even know if it's going to go 60, 70 pips. I'm not anticipating that as much, because that will be a huge move. But it does have potential to drop even the rest of the day. So this is kind of how I would look at this trade. So I'll drop the UJ. Let's see here. Okay. So this has potential. So I'll post the UJ setup. So, right, and then the EU buy, I'm posting that too. So the EU buy, like, as well, really now, like, really good. So EU buy, UJ sell. I'm gonna post. Let's see. Okay. So I'm liking UJ sell, EU buy right now. I like both of those. Again, look at the dollar, guys. Look, it's continuing. It's bearish, clean. So we waited for the pullback, which it did happen on the 2 point. So now this should be the second wave to go down. So I definitely like everything that's gonna happen for the rest of the day. So the dollar should drip the rest of the day. So now we got in on one or two trades. Just pick which one you like the best. But whether it's the UJ sell or EU buy, you could do even the AU buy, but I think EU buy is better. Okay, the EU buy is better. And those are the two trades that I'm in. I like the UJ sell a lot and like the EU buy a lot. That's it. So those are the two ones that I like. So the dollar should continue to drip from here the rest of the session. It might take a while, but I think it's going to continue to drip to the previous levels here. So it should at least come down to like these previous lows down here. At least somewhere down here. At least minimum down to that level, to the zone. That's at least where it should go to hit these wicks to the left hand side here from over here. It should at least hit that level. Okay, so that's what we're anticipating here. The dollar to continue to drop. All right. So you can kind of pick your poison, which whatever move you want to get in. GU, you can buy it if you want. I'm not really a GU fan. Well, I guess I do trade it sometimes, but GU also has potential. Oops. Okay. So you just gotta pick your poison, guys. But both of these trades look really good. Um, with each of them, I would have, like for UJ, I would have like maybe a 25 pip stop loss type of deal. For EU, I would have a, what is this? Just below this structure here. So this would be like a 20 to 25 pip stop loss depending on your entry. Um, and, with maybe a 30 to, or I would say 20 to 40 pip TP. Okay. So that's kind of how I'm looking at this setup here, right? That overall, this is just a pullback trend continuation move going to go up, right? The sell didn't work out because it never broke structure here. So the news spiked it up. We were like, okay, all right, we didn't catch it up, but what we're going to do is go to the lower time frame, catch the pullback and the continuation move. All right. So that's the way I'm looking at this. So I'm in EU for the buy and UJ for the sell. And those are the only two trades I'm in. If you guys want to get anything else, you're more than welcome. I'm just letting you guys know what I'm in. All right. And that's really it. Okay. So let's see here. And all right. So that's really it, guys. I guess what we'll do is we'll watch NAS really quick since it's about to be 9:30, right? And this is what I'm thinking is going to happen with NAS is that it's going to pop down and then potentially go up. Okay. And then potentially go up. Potentially. Okay, so we'll kind of watch what NAS does at 9:30. So let's kind of draw our fibs here. And I guess we'll just wait to see what it does. And what I'm going to do is kind of put alerts at all these levels here. And so I can kind of track what NAS is doing. So let's kind of watch and see what NAS does at 9:30, y'all. Let's see. What I'm expecting is that it's going to drop first and then continue up. That's what I'm thinking is going to do. So if we look like on the 5-minute chart, right? Let's see what NAS does. Let's see what it does for the first 5-10 minutes. Let's see. All right. Okay. All right. Let's see how this 5-minute candle closes, guys. All right. So now it's kind of dojiing. Still got like 3-4 minutes left. Right. It hit the 38%, close, not really to the 50, or we'll actually if you measure it on the 5-minute, it actually hit the 50, which is actually pretty good. So let's see how this closes. So I am bullish on NAS, guys. I am bullish on NAS. I would like to see NAS go up for the day. You know, we're kind of just waiting here. So for me, let me see, your euros are really spiking up nice. The UJ is just kind of pulling back. Euro is doing these. The dollar is just consolidating. Let me see what AU is doing. Just holding that zone. GU probably is also looking for a pullback as well. NAS, let's see here on the 5. The 5 minutes looking better, but I really definitely wanted to break this consolidation, guys. So all right, so that's what we're gonna wait for. Okay, so let's see how it closed. So NAS closed 5 on the 5 minute. So it didn't really give us bullish momentum yet. So nothing really, I would say, gave us a clear indication for NAS as of yet. Right? It's kind of still consolidating and playing around. Right? So that's not really what I want. So I'm going to kind of just let it play out and do what it wants to do. And then I will get in whenever it's ready to kind of get bullish again. So I'm not sitting here trying to predict when it's going to go up. I just want it whenever it starts to get bullish is when I'm going to start buying it. So, you could start buying now, right? If you want to be aggressive, you could start doing that. But for me personally, I like to wait to see the bullish momentum and then getting in, like on the lower time frame, right? So I like to see it hitting certain levels, rejecting certain levels on a smaller time frame, and then I'll get in. I don't want to see all this bearish momentum keep happening on the 5 minute, 10 minute, 15 minute, and then I'm starting to buy it, because sometimes what happens is it's not ready to drop to go up, so it'll continue to drop, and then maybe go to a lower retracement level, which it could easily do, and then go up. And if any of you guys trade NAS pretty consistently, you understand that NAS is very volatile. So you shouldn't really want to try to force trades with NAS, if that makes sense, if you are going to trade it. If you're struggling with your trades, definitely do not trade it. Right? I would stick to the currency pairs if you are struggling. Okay. If you are struggling, then stick with the currency pairs. Do not try to play with the big boy indices if you're struggling with regular pairs. Okay. That's all I'm going to say on that. Okay. Because NAS can be very tricky if you don't understand it and have not traded it consistently. So on a different chart, this is what I want to see. I want to see, it's kind of, if you guys can kind of tell. Okay. It's kind of in this downward channel flag. So I want to see this broken before I get in. Okay. So we don't know how low it's going to go, but I would like to see it eventually get bullish, and then I would get in if that's what it does. That is what I would like to see. If it does that. If it doesn't, then it is what it is. It is looking like it does want to drop. So I mean, to me, it's looking like it's still very much bearish. Like it looks like it wants to drop maybe another 40, 50 points. That's what it's looking like to me. So, you just got to be patient, guys. Just got to be patient with this. So, NAS for me, like I said, it hasn't really hit, it's at the level that I like, if you guys can see this, right? But the key thing here is I haven't gotten rejection at this area yet. So, for me, it could easily drop even lower. Okay, so it can even drop all the way down here. So I'm not gonna force anything because it can easily drop to like the 78 level and then get bullish. To me, it looks like it wants to continue to drop, at least temporarily, before getting bullish. So just something to look at. All right, just something to look at, to notice. Because NAD is pretty drippy today. So it shot up for the initial news. Now it's dropping on a nice solid retracement, right? And now there's a lot of things that can happen here, right? There's a lot of things that can happen here. Is it going to hold this level? Okay, which is like right here. Is it going to hold it or is it going to break it? So it's now at a very good level to honestly monitor and watch. It's at a really good level actually. So the only way I would even look to possibly buying this is if it holds this zone, guys, because if NAS really starts to break this level, then that means that it's going to continue to drop for the rest of the day. So it should hold this level, reject it, and if that happens, then it would be a nice buy. If that happens, if it begins to break this level for whatever reason, okay, then it would be a continuation sell off. And I would look for the sells. Okay, like AU is now hitting a good level for me. So everything's kind of just in this retracement stage with the dollar. So if you look at the dollar, you see here it's just retracing. Right, so it's still overall bearish, but just in this retracement stage. So it could pop up just a smidge more and then start to drop. So just be something to kind of to note. And I guess that's really it here. That's all I'm really looking for potentially for the day. NAS is really just dropping. Let me see. I think it's gonna drop some more, honestly. I think it's gonna drop some more. NAS has just been pretty weird the past couple days for me this week. It hasn't been correlating with the dollar at all, and it's kind of just been moving its own kind of way. It's just like, well, we just want to drop to certain levels. It's been dropping. So it's kind of just been doing its own thing. Probably could have sold it, but for sure at this point, the dollar's retracing now. So dollars retracing, NAS is dropping. I'm not surprised. So it's completely, in my opinion, broken structure. So let's see how we can organize NAS now. How would we be able to get in this? That is the question. Let me see, 16. Yeah, it's NAS is just very tricky right now. It's kind of hard to tell because I think the move was really to sell it off. But the thing is that the dollar's also selling off. So NAS has just been very tricky and finicky, guys, because it's been inversing the dollar lately, in my opinion. So it isn't the easiest to kind of trade and calibrate right now. It's definitely not the easiest. So if you are trading NAS, I would just be careful. I would just be careful on it if you are trading it. So let's see here. Euro kind of just pulled back. UJ kind of pulled back as well too. But this is still a very valid sell. So really, this is still a valid sell. I'm still holding my sell on UJ. Look at the JPY index and then also look at the dollar. They're correlating right now. So it just went to pop up, which is really what we wanted anyway. This is like the 50 to 61% retracement on UJ. So this area actually is a more prime sell-off area for UJ. So let's look at the dollar. And as long as the dollar kind of maintains and holds this level and drops, then UJ will still be good. Euro is still good overall too, as long as it just holds this level is pretty good. And for NAS, I don't really know what to do with NAS. I'm just not getting in it. I'm just not going to get in NAS. I'm just going to chill. It could potentially be a buy from here, but it could potentially be a buy around this area. Looks like it's trying to take people out right here and continue up. Could be. Let's see on the 5 minute. Could be potential, but it's just a very risky trade as NAS is being just super, super volatile. So I would just be careful with that. I would kind of just stay out of NAS if you didn't catch the sell-off, which I guess we could have caught. The only thing that throws me off lately is that NAS is just not correlating the way I want to. And that kind of throws me off of my NAS trades. When NAS and the dollar aren't correlating properly, it makes me very iffy to kind of get in it. Makes it very iffy for me. So I tend to not rush it with NAS. Tend to not rush it. Let me see here. So that's it, guys. That's really all I'm looking at right here. Let me see with AU. AU does have potential, guys, at this level. This is a really good level as well. So AU has now hit like that golden zone for me that I wanted to hit. So this also, if we get rejection on AU around this area, this is going to look good for the buy. So I'm liking AU potentially for the buy right here. I'm liking that. I'm liking EU still for the buy. I'm liking UJ still for the sell. It is kind of spiking up though. but I want you to understand that it's still just a natural fib retracement level. That's really it. Right, on the higher time frames, it's still just a pullback. So, right, as long as the dollar starts to remain bearishness, UJ is going to start to drip. Okay. EU should be good as well too. AU is also setting up at a really good area to buy. Okay, GU is also, let me see, is GU setting up? I would say yeah. GU potentially also for the buy. Okay, so GU also has potential for the buy right now. It just depends on what you want or what pairs you want to trade. Okay, what pairs look or what's on your trade plan. I'm just kind of just showing you guys what I'm looking at. All right, it's something like this. So GU, AU is looking good. So I like AU for the buy right now. I'm getting a rejection on AU. So I do like AU for the buy, guys. I do like it. Euro just crossed my level. So I do like both these trades right now. Let me see. AUD index, it looks bullish right now. So I do like AU for the buy. If you want to get in that, I think that's a pretty good buy right now. It hit our level like perfectly. So AU buy is solid, I think. I think we have pretty good confirmation. Let me check. I'm pretty sure. Let me go on the 15. Let me see. What is it? It's about to be 10 o'clock. Let's see. All right. It really depends on the dollar continuing to drop. But I would say even buying it for 10 to 20 pips, maybe. Very possible. So let me see on the 10-minute here. Dang, we needed to go a little bit higher. On the 15-minute here, yeah, we definitely need to go just a smidge bit higher for me to really be confirmed on the buy. But I think it's a good buy, guys. So if you want to get on AU buy, it would look something like this. Okay. So I like the AU buy setup now. Again, this is what I was looking for the whole time, right? That retracement list, the dollar should hold its bearishness. EU should hold, and we should be good on EU. So EU, as long as it starts to break the zone and go up, we should be fine. It really should not break this bottom tier zone. So I would even move my stop loss like to there. There's really no reason why I should break this level, if that makes sense. With UJ, it should hold this. This is probably the better sell off with UJ actually at this level. So this is actually a pretty good sell off as well. GU, you can get if you like GBPs better. This seems like a way better entry if you want GU for the buy. NAS, we're not really touching that. It's playing around. I'm not really touching NAS today. We should have technically, I think, sold it for 30, 40, 80 points. That would have been a nice sell-off, but it's just, I hate kind of going against certain confluences I like to see. So because of that, I'm just like, I'll just chill. I'll just chill. So that's what we're looking at the rest of the day, guys. All right. We're looking at the dollar dropping. Euro continued to go up. GBP is going up. UJ, I think, should continue down. I think now the entry is actually better around this area. And kind of just got to wait for it and see. Kind of just got to wait here. Because there's lots, there's what the news at 10. So, that's the, what's that 10? The Canadian news. Let me see. So Canadian news is dropping. The Canadian dollar is dropping. The Canadian dollar is dropping. So but that shouldn't affect the dollar from dropping as well too. Let's see. The dollar is should be dropping. Euro should be starting to break these highs. That's what we want to see. AU should, all right, AU should now be rejecting this level. This is what we want to see. The rejection here, right? And that should be, so this should be like that last move down, guys, for AU. This should be essentially like the stop button area and then continue to go up if it's going to go up. So, I think it kind of just wait for the CAD news to kind of make a last move down, and we'll see where the dollar wants to go. But I do have it continuing down to this level down here. Right, so here we go. Euro is popping up. AU should be ready to start popping up. GU's popping up. Okay, cool. GU's good. See what UJ is doing. UJ is also still bearish. Okay, just is playing around. But it's also should be ready. Okay, so EU is good. Let me see, AU is good, right? Okay, here we go. UJ, the second entry is good. The first entry will go back in profit. Okay, GU is good. NAS we're not going to touch. I think NAS again would probably be a good buy down here, if anything. If you absolutely wanted to do something very risky and aggressive, you could buy it if you wanted to. But I'm just letting you guys know I'm not doing it. But If you wanted to, I believe you could buy NAS if, hey, listen, if that's what you want to do. I'm not that type though. I'm already kind of in trades that I like. And so I'm not going to go aggressive into an indice. That's not what I'm going to do. Instead, we're just going to, I'm catch this AU buy. I'm catch the EU buy, which I've been telling you guys. The UJ sell, which, is just playing around, but then we have the GU buy as well too. All right. So everything is still moving pretty nice. Everything is moving still nice. Okay. Euro's moving really bullish. GBP is moving bullish. The JPY index is a little messy, and that's throwing UJ off, guys. So the reason UJ is being thrown off a little bit is because the JPYs are a little bit thrown off. But all right, this is actually not a bad second entry if you want to sell UJ around that level. That's okay. So, all right, I'll stick around for another, let's see here. I'll stick around with you guys for a little bit longer because these trades should be panning out. Let's give it another like 15 minutes or so. We should at least be in at least a good profit on these trades in the next 15, 20 minutes or so. Oops, messed up my thing here. Okay. We should be good, right? So EU is in the money, AU's in the money. UJ is going to continue. Just had to wait for the pullback. GU is good. And the dollar still has, as you guys can see, momentum to go down, right? Here we go. So once the DXY drops, okay, and hits this level, we're going to get out these trades. All right. Yeah, Randall, the UJ or JPYs are not correlating. That's why it's giving us trouble with UJ. Okay, but so that's the only reason why UJ is playing around, but I'm still bearish on UJ. But if you look at the index, right, you'll see that JPYs are kind of not correlating as much, and that's what's giving the kind of pullback on UJ itself. But if you look at the like Euro, right, it's the Euro index it's clean, right? So that's why Euro USD is better. AED USD I believe is better. GBP USD is better because those are correlating a lot better overall. So will UJ work out? I think it will work out. It's just not the best trade, but it will work out. That's what I think. So let's kind of wait and see here if we can get some last bit momentum with the DXY. So again, guys, if we kind of scroll out on the hour, right, we are waiting for the DXY to kind of hit that bottom level down here. Once it hits close to this level, right, which is why I have my alert down here, then you should start taking partials or exiting all your trades. Okay, because the dollar is at that point now going to kind of retrace. Now it could continue, but at least you have a target for when you should start taking partials on your trades. Okay, So I think EU would pop up maybe another 10, 12 pips up more. AU is going to shoot up another 20 pips up, right? So we're in AU for the buy. And as you guys can see, this is why I love AU, right? Because do you see how clean that setup was for AU? I don't know if I posted it. Oh, snaps. Oh, I did post it. So I did post it perfectly. Okay, so let me show you guys on the signals, right, what it looked like, right? So I perfectly predicted AU, and that's just because I trade AU so much that I just know its natural tendencies, right? So that just comes from knowing your pair, okay? Knowing your pair. Oops. Hold on. Okay. So if you see here how it hit that zone, and I really wasn't too scared to hit the to buy it around this area as long as I just saw enough rejection on the 5 minute, which we started to get a little bit late. But once I started to see that rejection here, again, around this zone, which I showed you guys beforehand, around this zone, it started to look super clear to me. I'm like, okay, let's buy AU. And that's because I know AU really loves that 50% level, okay, as a retracement level. So I just know that from studying my own pair. Every pair is different, right? EU doesn't really have a 50% retracement at times. It doesn't. Okay. So this retracement level was for EU was like a 38. This was a 38. Okay. On GU, it was also, I believe, a 38. So if you pull it up, it was also a 38. On UJ, this was a 50. So each pair is different, guys. Does that make sense as far as the retracements? So you really have to know your pair. It's not about you can't just think in terms of just candlesticks. You can't just say to yourself, okay, oh, this, candlestick formation looks good, bearish engulfing, I'm going to sell it. I used to think like that very naively just because of candlestick patterns, but you definitely need way more than that. In my opinion, you need to really understand market structure, break a market structure. You need to understand Fibonacci retracement levels. Okay, you need to understand index confluences, right? Then you need to understand how to manage and mitigate your risk when you're getting in the trade. Does that make sense, guys? So everything is in profit and should continue. And we will, let's see here on the dollar. The dollar should continue to drip. And once the dollar just drips a little bit more, we should be good on everything. Okay, the dollar should continue. The dollar should continue to drop. Okay. Should continue to drop. And that should complete our move. So the dollar should be ready to drop here. That should make EU pop up another, I'd say 15, 20 pips up. AU, it should pop up another 15, 20 pips up. With UJ, this should make it drop at least to like our TP1 here, which is like maybe 30, well, 20 to 40 pips down. GU for the buy, it's definitely still going up. So the next level I have here is like up here. That's like TP1. Then you have TP2 up here. So GU also still has potential. Okay, on the 5-minute. So it is up. Let me see. A good like 20 pips already. Okay. So you see how we just kind of had to wait, guys. So the move was up. Okay, cool. Right. And then we just waited for the pullbacks on these moves. Right. And you just had to be really patient to get in. And it wasn't easy, but it pays off when you just wait for the retracement. Okay, then to get in. And that's all we're really waiting for. So all these pairs looking good. I'm sure even as for the buy is looking good now. So everything now is coming together, right? Even though I'm not in the NAS buy, I was pretty confident that hey, the dollar's going to go down. Now NAS is just going to shoot up. It took out these lows, and now it's kind of spiking up. Okay, so the dollar is slowly dripping. Everything is moving into profit. Like EU is into profit, AU is in profit, UJ is kind of back to close to entry-ish, or you're in profit if you took it on the second entry. And GU is about to TP1. Let me see. EU is up like 25 pips, so that's good. AU also should be popping up. UJ should be ready to drop as well. Okay. As you guys can see now here, it's kind of getting close to my overall level, right? So I do think it is going to drop a little bit, a smidge more. But as you guys can see, it is pretty close, like it's dropping, right? So EU is in profit now of 25 pips. So the way I would manage this, guys, right, is move your stop loss to break even on EU. I would at least take partials here at EU since it's like, I would say 60, 70% to the overall TP. So that's how you manage your trade with EU right now, right? You're in the middle of the trade, you're up in profit. You're like, okay, Ryan, how do I manage this? Well, now you would move your stop loss to break even or just slightly above profit, however you want to manage it. Okay. And then I would take something off. And even the same thing with like AU, I would move my stop loss to break even. When it comes to UJ, I would just wait for this to break this bottom structure. With GU, if you got in GU, I would definitely take partials. This is the first TP, so it's like anywhere from 20 to 30 pips in profit. So I would take your partials here, okay, because TP1 for GU got hit. I still do think it's going to continue up, but again, It's just about understanding to manage the trades correctly. Okay, so you take like a little something off, move your stop loss to break even so you don't lose the trade. Okay. I'm not looking at NAS anymore, clearly. And let's look at the dollar here. So you guys can see that the dollar still overall bearish. Okay, still overall bearish, but it is kind of just, I would say the bearishness is almost done, right? Like it just has a little bit more to go. Okay, it's not really gonna drop super hard again until FOMC at 2 o'clock. So I just kind of want you guys to understand that it has a little bit more bearishness to go, but don't think that it's gonna drop another huge move from here because we do have the FOMC at 2 o'clock, right? So it is kind of coming close to this bottom zone down here. So what I'm expecting is it's probably going to go close to it or just drop a little bit lower and then start to pull up from here, start to consolidate, slowly come up, okay, and then continue down for possibly FOMC at 2 o'clock. So FOMC will probably be the third wave. That 4 to 5 will probably be the FOMC news at 2. And so that's the way I'm kind of gauging this play here. Okay, for all these trades here. All right. So I'll kind of post this. All right. Okay, so Euro, that got hit. What else did I post? Let me see. Posted Euro, AU, UJ. I didn't post GU. Let's see. Okay, UJ is pulling back as well too. Let's see here. So that's really it, guys. Right? The dollar, I think it's going to continue down, but it also is going to just kind of consolidate and slowly drop. So I think these pairs aren't going to make huge moves up, but it's going to continue to kind of slowly go up. So like EU is going to still slowly consolidate up. I think AU is going to slowly consolidate up. I think UJ is going to slowly start to drip from here. I think GU is going to slowly keep going up. And I really don't know what for NAS, but it is looking bullish from what I can see now, right? It is looking bullish now. So it pulled back really hard. Now all of a sudden looking bullish, right? Which is good. So that's what I see, guys, for the rest of the day. I will keep you guys updated in the signals chat and chat. Okay. So, today was not perfect. The news kind of definitely, makes things a little tricky. When you have news and you don't know what it's going to do or where it's going to go, it does make it pretty difficult at times to predict it perfectly every time. But, you just have to kind of adjust and just trade what you see. That's really it. Okay. So again, I would take partials at all these levels with all of the trades. I would at least take partials and kind of move your stop loss to break even or a little bit beneath your entry. And if you want, you could wait for the FOMC news, because that's what it looks like it's going to move again, is roughly around that area, or that time, I should say. So it looks like the dollar now is going to it's looking now like it's going to kind of pull back and then drop again. GBPs are looking bullish. Yeah, GBPs are looking crazy bullish. They're looking really bullish right now. So GU is looking really good. EU is looking good. AU, I think, is just choppy because the AUD index is kind of playing around right now. So it's really just waiting for the dollar to kind of drop one last time. So I would be conservative with the AU trades. Okay, as far as the TP goes, once it hits like 20 pips in profit, I would get out, or at least take partials along the way. Just to protect yourself. And that's really it, guys. All right. So everything is still valid. I would just, put alerts at certain levels for you. Okay. Everything is still holding up. Still looking decent in my opinion. GU, EU, AU still looking good. UJ still looking good. NAS, I think it's probably going to go up. It's going to go up now. Yeah, UJ, JPYs are just being weird today. Well, is not following the dollar. So UJ is definitely the choppiest of the bunch. UJ is definitely the choppiest of the bunch, I would say, because the JPYs kind of want to push up a little bit more, and so it's kind of conflicting with the dollar right now. So to me, the best trades are looking like EU and GU actually. Those are looking like the best ones overall. AU isn't bad either. It's still very valid, and I think it's still decent. But I do like EU. Like I'm in EU, and I think that's the better of them. AU still very valid though. I just think it's not going to move as good as EU and GU today. I think that's what I think. The 15-minute 30. So okay, I do think that the dollar's still going to drop a little bit more. And once it drops a little bit more, guys, to this level, that's when I would recommend to start to get out your trades, you know, and kind of reset, because you don't want to be holding all your trades until like FOMC, until 2 o'clock. I really wouldn't advise or recommend that, because I'm not holding my trades. I'm just, making my little 20 pips or so and get out and kind of rinse and repeat. That's it. That's all I'm doing. Kind of rinse and repeat here. All right. So that's really it, guys. It's 10:30, so I'll let you guys go. I will be posting the session link for Asian tonight at like 9 o'clock ish, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. All right. So, kind of watching everything. But again, I have the dollar still going down the remainder of the session. I think also probably around FOMC, it's probably going to be the third wave, right? So it's probably going to pull up, and the 4 to 5 level, this is what I'm thinking, is going to be the FOMC wave. So the session is going to continue. It's going to slowly drip to the zone, pull back up, and then drop for FOMC. That's what I'm thinking at 2 o'clock. So again, that would still push Euro USD up, which it's going up. That will push AU up. Even though it's just retracing, it would still push it up. UJ will push UJ down. UJ is just stuttering, but that's fine. Then still it would push GU up as well too. So those are kind of my trend based directions for the day. All right. And I would just be very careful if you're going to trade in the indices. I would just be very careful. I opted not to even trade those today. All right. So I will see you guys later tonight at 9. I will post any updates in the chats if I need to. All right. I do think that maybe the dollar is, let me see, is it ready to pop up? Maybe. maybe. But yeah, so I will catch you guys later. All right. I will see you guys at 9 tonight. The link will be posted in the chat, and we'll kind of look at what's going to happen for Asian session. All right. See you guys later. Happy trading. Peace.